streaming. Can you still hear us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Good.
That's what I love to hear.
You want to move the border over just a little bit?
Yeah.
You're good.
You don't need to see your face.
Your
face doesn't.
You know when Mike Wazowski gets like on the cover of the magazine and they put the sticker right on him?
Yeah. We'll go a bit like that.
Yeah, that works better. No, I'm just like in the bushes.
All right, sweet. How is it going, everybody? We are Sunny B
And Mud
from Room 420, and we have another special guest joining us today. We have Cody Pegram of A Ronins Test, and he will be joining us. We will be asking him some questions. We will be hearing a little bit about his story, hearing a little bit about the band.
It's New Year's Eve. We got another little special interview. Our last one was on Christmas Eve, so I think it's a nice little thing we got going here.
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. So go ahead and say what's up, Cody.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So, Cody, I've known you for a little over a year. First time I met you was Lincoln at Royal Grove.
Yeah.
That was a fun time. That was right before my 21st birthday.
Yeah. Oh, no, I remember. It was a good time. Well, we were there with Tantric and Paralandra and Scotty. It was good. It was a super cool venue.
That upstairs area with that disco floor, that was lit. We love the Royal Grove is a really cool place.
Yeah. No, they're a cool venue. And then, and then, you know, we just kind of kept in contact, you and your dad, and, you know, like, it was always, you were good people, like, meeting you there, you know, it's cool, you were there early, and we just hung out, while our driver, like, tore stuff out of the RV, and, like, left it on the side of the road, and later on, it was gone, so.
Oh, shit.
Normal touring stuff, right? Like,
yeah, that's about how it normally goes. So, I do have a first question for you. What was your inspiration that really drove you to start performing and writing music?
So, like, music's the only thing that never failed me. Right? Like, no matter where I was, it was something that was always there. Right? Like, if I had no friends, or if I, you know, in the midst of addiction and other things like that, music was the one thing I could always count on to make me feel better. Like, to do, you know, to find something that I couldn't necessarily say or put into words. Like, I've always liked performing, but I really didn't get into it till I got, like, sober. So it was more just a way to be a part of something I thought that was cool. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do it because I think I'm badass. I do it because I think music's badass.
Hell yeah.
So I just want to be a part of it. Like, so I'm lucky enough to have some people that support me, good bandmates and everything like that, and give me a platform to kind of be myself on stage in my natural habitat, right? Like, not so much, like, because day to day, you've seen me, like, off the stage and hung out with me. I'm kind of like a more laid back, kind of quiet guy, and then, you know, the music starts, and I tear my shirt off, throw it at the crowd, and stomp around and scream at everybody. But that's just really it. Like, music never failed me. It's the way I get rid of the stuff that, you know, nowadays that I drank away and used away and shit like that I don't do anymore, right? So music's kind of like my saving grace and my outlet, something that keeps me sane. So that's about it, man. Like, pretty simple, I suppose.
I can get behind that, man. I can agree with you on that.
Hell yeah.
100%. Well, since it's New Year's, what do you hope to see projected for the whole band in itself, or you specifically as a vocalist?
And so we didn't, like, really meet the goals I had for us this year, due to some, like, extenuating circumstances and stuff like that. Just, you know, like, money, recording, all that stuff.
The normal.
We did tour pretty extensively, got out there, played with a lot of people, a lot of different states. Made some really good friends, really good connections. So that was cool for this year. But this year, I really wanted to get like more music released because if you go to like Spotify or anything like that, we pulled everything. We pulled everything that wasn't a studio recording, and a couple studio recordings because of some things. So you can only find like 3 songs. You can hear us on some radio stations and stuff like that. But really, I wanted to get that released. So that just kind of carries over to next year, getting our EP out and done. We worked with Malcolm Springer out of Nashville, and he just recently had a family tragedy. So we're kind of just, you take the time you need. It's at the end of the day, like that family comes first, and we're family to Mal, but it's with what he's dealing with, we're not trying to pressure him into anything. I know he feels bad. I talk to him pretty regularly, and he's like, man, I want to get this record done, and that's with what he's been going through. He lost his daughter right around Thanksgiving, so big prayers for him. Big. It's been real hard for him and the family, and every time we were out there, we were close with his kids. His kids were always around. They're a big part of his life. So it's just been kind of rough. So we're like, dude, take your time. Like, we're not too worried about that. So it'll extend into that. Probably later this week, I'll be calling him because I want to re-record some vocals and do some stuff like that. Because we were pretty ambitious. We did all 6 songs in like 5 days out there. So like that's when it's normally like 2.5 days a song, 2 days a song.
Yeah.
It was pretty ambitious. We recorded at Peter Keith from Leonard Skinner's studio. It was really cool.
That's badass, dude.
Yeah. Did a lot of that. So, and then, I went back out and did vocals, and I did like 6 songs with the vocals in 2 days. So, some of the vocals turned out really good, and then some, like by the end of, 10 hours into singing and 12 hours into singing, you're like, I'm just, it's just not where I want it to be. And really, like in the studios where I prefer to kind of like nitpick and booger pick stuff. So, I'll probably be headed back out there sometime in January, and then we'll re-record everything and get things going. So they're ready to release and all that stuff. We should have 7 releases coming out over the next few months. But we were hoping to get something released like around Rock the River. When we were out, Rock the River was kind of our goal for that. Do something like in June and then in September and then in December, kind of things. But it just didn't quite work out this year. So trying to get some of that stuff done. And then mostly it's just getting that out there, promoting that, and then get back on the road a little bit. We were actually supposed to be in Bon Air, Georgia tonight with Rehab, Scotty, the Ore band, a bunch of people down there. And our vehicle blew up, transmission blew, so we couldn't make it. We don't even have that vehicle. It's still in Wyoming. So
damn.
So we're so that part kind of sucked, but I just take it as like, hey man, like there's a reason I wasn't supposed to be there, right? Like one of those, oh man, you turn around, you forgot your keys, and maybe that's what saved you from getting a no-car wreck or some shit, So try to find that silver lining there.
Yeah, and we know how that's like. We've had a vehicle blow on us on tour before.
We broke down in Iowa in our Tahoe. The one that you saw at Rock the River, one broke down in Iowa. Transmission we hit something and it came up. I think it was like a part of a tire or something, but we were getting back on the highway. We stopped because it was pouring rain. We got on the highway and tire came up and smacked the underside of the transmission and tore the whole underside of everything out and ripped a whole bunch of shit up, and they totaled it out.
Yeah,
pretty fucking bad.
Well, that's pretty commonplace. I know Scotty was trying to get his vehicle back. I don't know if he did. His van and everything for touring. So it's pretty. I think we did like 30,000 miles or something this year, which isn't crazy. I think Scotty did like over 100,000. So, but it's, when you put those kind of miles, relentlessly on a vehicle, it's just something's gonna happen to it, right? Like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're meant to be driven. But Iowa's no fun weather-wise to get broke down in, but dude, I love the people in Iowa. They're so cool.
Yeah. We got some good friends.
I could do without the weather. Like, I've never been to Iowa when there's been good weather. But I love the people there, dude. Like, down there, Cedar Rapids, there's a really cool place called The Ideal around Des Moines and Fort Dodge and stuff like that. They're really cool people. Everybody we've met in Iowa has been super cool.
Yeah, man. Iowa, we got a lot of family out there with the festival we played this last year. So, yeah, the weather's always bad, though. I'm pretty sure it rained at the festival, didn't it?
Yeah. That's about par for Iowa.
Yeah. Remember, because Drummer Boy was
in
the hammock.
He
and
got soaked in the hammock.
He didn't, though.
Oh,
he said it because he put it up under a tree, but we were all concerned. We were all like, yo, he most definitely got soaked.
Your tent was leaking, though.
Yeah, my tent was
leaking. It rained on us at Rock the River when we were there with you guys, too.
Yeah, because my tent was leaking there, too. I had a cup that I was using to scoop. Well, it wasn't a cup. I took a pop can and I pushed the top in and broke it in, and I kept using it to scoop out all the water of my tent.
Yeah, and then it was Mudfest just for you, Mud.
That's when I had my Run Mud shirt
mud
everywhere, man. It was the best. I loved it, man.
But it was fun, dude. Like it was cool.
Oh yeah. Watching someone smash into the porta potties.
That's what I was just about to say. Like,
dude,
that was a new fear for me.
I forgot.
My new fear was like I'm never using a porta potty where there's cars ever again.
Because I was literally I was in there 5 minutes, 10 minutes before that literal
that exact same set of porta potties. He was in the porta potties. He got out and was like, man. He was looking at it. He's like, it'd be crazy if somebody hit these. And he came walking up there, and as soon as he got back up to us, it was.
I remember saying that too, because I was like, those are really close to the road, and it was like super slick out. Everybody was getting stuck out there or like sliding around.
Well, yeah, it was some chick in like a Tacoma or something like that, and we actually just played with those boys against the war in Billings. But we were set up like next to Miss in the merch area, and she got stuck like right behind us and revved her tires and soaked, like just slammed mid-war with mud.
Yeah, I was over there. I got drenched.
Our merch table was the picnic table that was out in the open that had all the mud everywhere on it.
I was covered in mud, and I mean, I got nothing to say on that.
Yeah, you're cool with that.
I got nothing to say on that.
But that was a new fear unlocked for sure. Where I was like, man, no. I'll just
go in the woods, man.
Go find a little boy's tree or some shit. Like, I'm not trying to dude. That'd
be the worst way to go.
Never again. That was the new fear that definitely. I don't ever want to use a porta potty. They're already kind of grimy enough.
Imagine another reason. Well, it didn't even tip over, but imagine you get hit while you're in a porta potty and it tips over and you got all that shit on you and you fucking can't open the door because the hinges are bent in.
And your ribs are broken, you're gasping for air, dude.
Yeah, you're just covered in everybody's shit. Yeah, dude, that'd be nasty.
Oh, man. All
that
right.
sounds like the really bad way to get an STD. That's a better way to figure that shit out. Like,
dude.
No. But, no, dude, Rock the River was so much fun. We're there again this year. All 3 days. So, we'll go down just because that's a good one for us since Zach lives in Oklahoma. He doesn't live far from Rock the River. And, that way, it makes traveling and playing with our, the guy that founded the band with me, a little bit easier.
I'll make sure to bring my own acoustic this time.
What's that?
I said I'll make sure to bring my own acoustic this time so we can have a bigger jam sesh.
Oh yeah, no, it's cool. We'll have all that stuff. I'd be down. That part was really fun, right? Like just sitting up there at the after parties, just playing guitar and doing whatever and playing like random songs and just trying to figure out stuff. I don't think I'll ever sing Motley Crue again in my life. But like, that was definitely the guys looking at me. I'm like, what do you expect? Like, Vince Neil sucks. Okay, I'm not doing it any injustice. Like, so
Yeah, well, there was 3 of us on guitar there, and then Ray was playing trash can drums behind us.
Yeah, like I think he was playing a ladder and like a trash can.
Yeah, he was playing that ladder that was set up like a WWE ring in the middle.
Yeah, that was fun. That was no, those were all good times. So I'm looking forward to that. We're trying to bring some people down. I'd like to get. Yeah, I'm hoping. I got a couple ideas for it, so hopefully I can get a hold of the people that run it, and just kind of, I've got some ideas for maybe how to make it a little bit more successful and approachable, and hopefully, because there was a fair amount of people there. I just think that it could be a little bit better if it was marketed a little bit better. So, like Friday was fun. Saturday was definitely the best day, right? Like with Gravel and Scotty and all them on Saturday. Paralander was there, right? Trapped was Saturday too.
Yeah.
They looked bored the whole time, dude. Like, it was just like,
they didn't look like they wanted to be there.
like, I get it. Like, we're in the middle of, but like, if you're gonna be in Oklahoma, like, I got a lot of family down there. I spent a lot of summers in Oklahoma growing up. Tahlequah is like the most beautiful part of Oklahoma.
Oh,
Like, it's
yeah.
actually
I love
really pretty there.
I fell in love with that place
the
whenever we
giant
went there the
trees.
first festival, because that was our second year going last year.
Yeah. So, Tahlequah is, beautiful, and you don't really, Oklahoma and beautiful don't really go together. Like, it's it's a bunch of scrub oak and red dirt, like, but that's Tahlequah was gorgeous. I'm in my bedroom, as you know. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette real quick, so you're gonna come with me. But I can't, can't smoke in the house. My wife says no. So
I get that.
That's the founding word. That's the final.
yeah, and that's okay. I mean, that's
Yeah.
I got kids and shit, so they don't need to be doing that. All that nonsense. But no, we're excited to be back at Rock the River. I'm hoping to pull some people down with us. We met so many cool people there. Outside of, we knew you, so we were stoked to see you guys there. But Midst the War, dude, those guys are fucking awesome. They're out of Billings, Montana. And then Insecta Monarch was really cool. Arsenic Kitchen was super cool.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bunch.
The crown.
I think that was the coolest part about that whole festival was there's like 30 bands and none of them were bad.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
everyone was a good band. So, and I've been to some others where it's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna. This band kind of sucks, like, I'm gonna go over here. But at Rock the River, man, every band was really good. So
They're pretty good. Like, they're picking out pretty decent ones. You can tell they kind of look into them before they book them.
well, yeah, that's I know Scotty's wife Courtney has some stuff. She helps book those bands, and I'm pretty sure Dawn helps a bit there, right, from Rock Ridge Radio.
I'm pretty sure she
yeah.
does, yeah.
So the and both of them are just awesome. So it was a good time. So we're looking forward to that, and we're playing that another festival in Oklahoma. We're playing like one of the campsites at Rocklahoma.
Oh, badass, dude.
Rockavet campsite. And so that'll be fun. I'm excited for that. It's just more like cool. We get to go camp at Rocklahoma, go to Rocklahoma, and just play some music and beat some other bands and do all that stuff. So we're kind of excited for that as well. But right now, really, that's all we have on the books show-wise as of the moment. Outside, I think we have a show with Scotty here, a hometown show in August. And then there's Scotty at the Whiskey next September.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Badass. Whiskey's
So,
a
but
good one.
Oh yeah, no, that's gonna be fun. So, but everything else is just kind of up in the air. We haven't, we want to get to writing. We want to get to, get our music out, finish up the EP, because we got a bunch of stuff, kind of waiting to be written, that we pieced together, but haven't really, like I haven't sat down and put lyrics to it or found a melody for the vocals or anything, like.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I think I've got like 28 or 29 songs in the bank right now that all need work. Like that.
Different places, and it's like a Lego
Well, that's
set.
what their dad was saying. Was it's kind of like you're looking for places to do it. So I was like, yeah, that's fucking. But it's you gotta when you're touring and you're playing shows and you need your kind of like solid 30. It's not that's not really the time to be like, hey, we threw together this, let's give it a try, unless you're really like, hey, we know this is going to go over well.
Yeah.
We've done a little bit of that here and there. Like that's kind of always been the way we work with Ronins Test, is like we have something coming up and we'll write a song for it. But this year it was more kind of like refining what we already have, making sure we want to, exactly kind of working out what our solid 30 is, because there are certain covers we do, regardless, like I went out and bought the mechanicals and all that shit, and, the licensing for Pony, and we have a recorded version of it. We just haven't, released it yet. So with the legal way of doing all that, so that when we do release it, it'll be, the right way. So, we do Pony and people like Miss Jackson and the DMX and the a lot of that 90s rap stuff that I love that we do. But, and that's really, I found what you need when you're out of your hometown. You need something you can make those people look at you, that turn around, is catch their attention and follow it up with your best song, what you feel your best song is. So we do a lot of that, but I also do it just because I think it's fucking fun. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Like,
playing something.
It's fucking fun to get up there and do DMX and everything like that. So
hell yeah, man.
I have a lot of fun with it.
Well, speaking of fun times, my next question for you is: what is one of the most fun, outrageous, or unhinged, like one of the back of the book stories that you usually wouldn't tell that's happened?
So in April, we did that acoustic tour with Peter Dante, Scotty Austin, and Danny Boone from Rehab. And the first week of that was entirely unhinged. Just entirely unhinged.
Oh, boy.
Like, a lot of people know, and you guys know, like, I'm in recovery. I was I did garden variety drunk for most of my life. I fucking drank everything away and did that. And I mean, the amount of booze that was flowing during the first week of that, and everything was just insane. So like that whole kind of tour was pretty unhinged altogether, but it was so much fun, and we got to be, like I could have always been closer with Scotty, like we've toured a lot together, and he's just such a good dude. But getting close to Danny and doing all that was a lot of fun. But I mean, like, some of those places were just a lot more wild than I expected. The Nook in Danville, Kentucky was just really wild. The band ended up behind the bar bartending somehow. There was, I got dragged off stage. Like, we hit the last note, and a bunch of women like grabbed me off the stage and took me, and I'm just like, help, looking at my bandmates, and they just laugh at me, fucking dicks. It was just very, very kind of fun. There was a super drunk chick telling me I'm Danny Boone. So if you've ever seen Danny Boone, he looks nothing fucking like me. Two, we don't even sound remotely close to each other. And she's like calling her dad on the fucking phone, and we're in the green room, And she's like, you need to talk to the rehab guy, and shoving the phone in my face. And I'm like, no, he's on stage like right now, girl. Like you're missing him upstairs. Like you need to go up there and watch him. And she's like, talk to my dad. It was so that was probably, and that was, I think the third or fourth show of that run. And it was just, and then like 2 days later, everybody in the crew that is, kind of a bigger drinker and big partier was just like, they were just dead. Like, so it was a good time. But I look forward to getting back there, but goddamn, I was not like prepared for kind of this little small town in Kentucky to be so kind of unhinged and have so much fun there. And it was a super cool venue. It's called the Nook in Danville. But just a great time, man. Like just a great time. But yeah, the first week of that run definitely was just, I'm like, I hope they don't keep this up the whole time, right? Like it's because don't get me wrong, I'll stand there and none of it bothers me. The drinking, none of the extracurricular shit that goes on bothers me at all. That doesn't tempt me or make me not want to be sober or anything like that. Like, but it's just like I worry for them. Like, you guys are gonna like, there's gonna be a crash at some point. So that shit was a lot of fun. Like, but definitely unhinged. Where like just we're at the venue till 4 or 5 in the morning, just fucking partying, and then it's you maybe get to sleep for an hour and then off to the next one, right? Like so, like you get the 2 or 3 o'clock load in, and you're like, everybody's passed out in their van or whatever. So, but I have kids. Yeah, she was in here earlier. My stepdaughter's here with us today. So she, I'm kind of used to getting no sleep. So
training.
Yeah.
Well, so how long have like the whole band known each other? Have all of you guys known each other?
Oh, geez. Let's see. This is going to go back in time. So 10 years ago, 10 years and 3 months, almost to the day, I got sober, and I had drank everything away. Like I was going through a divorce, I had no job, I had like nowhere really to go, and I bought a guitar and I started busking, just like to make some money, like hopefully, and I was busking at the bar I work at, like I'm a manager at now, and Curtis came up to me, it was about 9 years ago, Curtis came up to me, our guitarist, and was like, hey man, I play guitar. Do you want some help? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want some help. So we met back then. I've known Ray probably about, he's what, 26, 25 now. I knew him before he was fucking, I think I met him when he was like 17. Like, he was a baby. I've known Zach since he was 17 or 16. And I've known Alfie for about 7 years too. So like all of that kind of came together. Ronins Test kind of came about because Zach and I were in gravel together. I've run in gravel for a little while, strangely enough. And Troy, he runs gravel now, and plays guitar and everything. We get along great. He's one of my, we're a brother. It's just I'm not a good fit for an 80s party rock style band. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of more contemporary metalcore than hair metal kind of shit. But Zach and I were, I was writing some stuff here. Zach was actually living with me at the time, and I showed him what was going on. Like, hey, here's what I'm writing, and he went and I showed him No Color and This Can't Be Me and Flawless, and he was like, oh shit, and he went and got a guitar and we just started playing music, so that was late 2021. Yeah, so like really A Ronins Test has really only been around since 2022. Before that, me and Curtis were in projects together. Me and Curtis and Ray were in projects together. But it was kind of like adding Zach helped a lot. We're lucky enough that when Zach's not around, we have a really good guitarist who's willing to step in. I think you guys met him. His name's Jake. Great guitarist, great guy. Looks a lot like Zach, long blonde hair. Fucking
Yeah.
So like we're lucky that he's willing to like come with us when Zach can't, because Zach's been dealing with some serious tendonitis issues and trying to get his career established at the same time. He's welding. We'll go on tour, and after the April tour, Zach couldn't even hold a pick, man. Like it's this tendon right there, like that one that you hold your pick with. It just, it swells up. He looks like he has a baseball on the backside of his hand after he plays like, a week straight. So it's really a health thing for Zach too. So while he gets that kind of established, his work established and kind of rehabs his hand, we're lucky enough to have Jake. But Jake's a great guitarist. He's been a great friend of ours. I've known Jake for about 9 years too. So a lot of us are really close. We've played a lot of shows together, a lot of, spent a lot of time together, whether it was in different bands or playing together, so it just kind of all came together. But it really all came together when Alfie joined. Alfie is by far the best musician in our band. Like, and he's just willing to sit there and play bass. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, he's a great singer. He's a great guitarist. He's a great performer. So really, it kind of like once Alfie joined the band, I went to him and was like, hey, man, I know you play guitar. And, yeah, I'm looking for a bassist. And he was like, I'll do it. I'm like, what? So, but really after that was really when we started to get momentum and started to kind of find a defining sound and performance and everything like that. Because me and Ray kind of go wild, me and Zach kind of go wild, but then adding Alfie into that, like the energy that comes off the stage is just super cool. So, you got a bunch of, we're a bunch of nerds. They're always playing WoW and, like some kind of video games, or, something like that. Just driving around doing that. But then when we get on stage, we kind of lose our minds. So, we've been friends a long time. And it's good to be able to do that with people that are your friends, because you get sick of each other. Like, man, how dare you fucking breathe near me? You know what I mean? We've been in the car together for fucking 20 hours, Like,
you used all my fucking Febreze.
Yeah. I only had so much soap.
Oh, yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, fucking buy new socks, motherfuckers, if you're torn. It stinks, okay? Like, it's fucking bad. Just buy socks and throw them away. Like, it's okay. Fucking nobody cares. Like, it's $6 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's. But when you're stuck in the car with each other and you all stink and you haven't showered in 3 days and you kind of piling into a Love's to take a shower. Tensions can run a little high. So I'm glad that we have a good base and we're all friends before we kind of started the journey.
Yeah.
As a touring band,
The roots are solid. That's what's kind of needed when you want to have something grow good.
Absolutely, and they trust me to kind of like make decisions, and lead them, and I value that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not out trying to make decisions that are only going to benefit me. At the end of the day, like they're invested in it as much as I am, or I hope, right? Like that's kind of how I make my decisions, is how it's going to affect them too. So it's good that I got brothers, but even like Carl, our driver, that you guys met, he was the one there in that drove us during that Lincoln when we went through Lincoln, the Tantric tour. I've known him for 10 years. I've known Brandon, our other driver, I've known as long as I've known Alfie. So, like we're kind of a real pretty tight knit crew. Like just everybody that's part of us is, been around for a long time. That's in the inner circle and stuff like that. So
Badass.
It's cool stuff.
Hell yeah.
No, but I'm grateful for them all the way around. Very grateful, very lucky that they're willing to kind of follow me on this crazy journey of driving around and take my shirt off and screaming at people.
Hey, it's an adventure, man, and you might as well do something interesting with your life, because
Well, yeah.
have fun, be yourself. That's what it's all about,
Well, it's that, and it's I got, like I said, I got kids,
Yeah.
and some some things, some things put that in perspective. Like some people say, hey, being a father is my life, and fuck yeah, that's cool, but that's just part of who you are, right? Like I want to show my kids that like you can do what you want to do. You just have to work hard at it, so. Like I met people I never thought I'd meet. I played places I never thought I'd play. I've done things that I never thought were possible for me just because I put in the work. And that's a big reasoning for what I do, is to show my kids, like, hey, whatever you want to do, I don't, I'm not sitting there trying to mold them into anything. That just want them to decide for themselves. Hey, whatever you do, just work at it. Put the work in. And continue to, and you'll be successful in whatever that is, right?
Absolutely, 1,000%.
That's really what it is. The rest of it's just, fuck, I get to have a little bit of fun with my friends, and kind of have some crazy adventures, and busk and play guitar at Rock the River, and just kind of chill with a bunch of people, and meet really fucking cool people and hear a lot of stories. That's my favorite thing about touring in general, is just talking to the people and hearing their stories, right? Like, as a singer and a songwriter and a front man, I'm just a storyteller anyway, so I want to hear stories,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
By far my favorite part. And then, getting to see, kind of the younger guys like you guys, come up and be so passionate about it when everybody's out there just the music today, they have a formula, and if you don't fit in the formula, then cool, you're not going to be heard, you're not going to be this. You can even take newer metalcore and it's just fucking trap music, man. Like you could Post Malone with fucking gained up guitars on it, like that's all it is. And that's not to take away from anybody from Post Malone. He worked his ass off to get there too. A lot of these people work their fucking butts off to get where they are. It's just, to me, I don't like the sound of it. There's some bands I really fucking like that are newer, but a lot of them, I'm just like, man, this is, even in the newer metalcore stuff, like, I don't. Sleep Token, for example. Like, I like Sleep Theory a lot more than Sleep Token. Sleep Token is just trap metal to me. It's just like, this is.
I never understood the hype behind it, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
good, but it feels generic.
The vocals, it's super approachable. It's super approachable music. And hell yeah, awesome. I'm super happy for them. It didn't hook me. I listened and was like, cool, they got a couple songs I liked, but that's it. Like, it's, I guess I just don't buy into the whole who is Vessel thing and stuff like that. Like, I'm not a big gimmick guy.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same with Ghost. Everybody was all about Ghost for a while there, and I'm just like, they just sound like 80s rock to me. Right? Like, I've heard this. So I guess in a lot of ways I want to hear newer stuff. There's stuff coming out. Rain City Drive, Sleep Theory, Never Tell are all pretty good ones, but still even they're, like on that newer metalcore kind of stuff. But even that's kind of, it's become kind of the same thing over and over and over again. And that's something with Ronins Test that I want to do. Like it's where, I want each song to kind of be its own entity, its own thing. So, like, if you listen to it and you're like, man, this kind of sounds like grunge, or this kind of sounds like southern rock, or this kind of sounds like new metal, or whatever. Like, that's kind of the point with the Ronins Test is it's art. It's meant to be just consumed for what it is. And if you don't like it, cool. And if you do like it, cool. But I'm not trying to fit into any kind of mold, and I can speak for the band there. I know that That's never a conversation like, oh wait, hey, we have to be a metalcore band. Oh hey, we have to be a doom metal band. It's never part of the equation when we're writing or when we're doing anything like that. So I've just, a lot of the newer stuff I don't like, and that's okay. Maybe I'm out of touch. I'm at the age where people who are older than me call me young, and my kids think I'm ancient. So, so so maybe I'm just a little out of touch with some of that stuff, but I really don't think I am. I think, I'm still kind of, I work at a very popular bar here in Colorado Springs, and I see a lot of these younger kids coming in, and they're going back and they're starting to sing, stuff that was relevant. I see a bunch of young people coming in and singing Alice in Chains. I see a bunch of young people coming in and singing Audio Slave. I see a bunch of young people coming in and seeing these bands that like shaped me. Here we are 30 years later and 25 years later and shit like that. So I think that it's going to come back around, kind of full circle stuff, to where, like that's, everybody rebelled. Grunge got really big because hair metal got sold the fuck out, right? Like, so everybody was looking for something different. And then grunge, kind of became in, and then the fucking new metal came around, right? And then new metal became in, and then the metalcore came around, right? Like, so there's always something brewing in the background that we haven't heard before. And I'm hoping that just Ronins Test can find that, if that's somewhere in us or even in you guys. Curb Check, right? Curb Check, it would be another great example where those kids are just super fun, super cool. But I'm hoping that once they start to kind of grow into their artistic selves, that it's not just like, hey, we're regurgitating something we heard, but we're creating something new. And I think that they have the talent. You guys have the talent to do so. It's kind of funny to sit here and think that, like in my head, I'm not like some of the old guard, but fuck, dude, I'm 42. Like I'm lucky enough that I aged the way I did, and I kept myself in shape the way that I have. But it's the fact of the matter is, I'm just getting old. It just is what it is. So I'm hoping that music and you guys and Curb Check and a lot of these other kind of younger bands. We played the Bloodless band. We just played with them. They were young. They were young. Really good though, kind of like thrash metal stuff. Really cool, like Metallica vibes for sure. And it was cool to see, like, here's a bunch of 20 to 25-year-olds playing, like really into Metallica. And I'm, like me being 42, like Metallica was kind of like, oh yeah, they're here, but I like Anthrax more, and I like Tool more, and I like grunge more, and like stuff like that. So I'm kind of in that era after thrash metal, right, where a lot of people loved thrash, but I would, it was there for me, but it wasn't my favorite, so it's cool to see that kind of coming around full circle, all the way through that. So far so good, I guess.
Hell yeah. Well, shit, we are on room 420, so what's one of your funniest weed stories?
Oh, let's see. We're going back in time. I got a few, man. I used to smoke a lot of weed. It's nowadays, I was talking to Alistair about it, I was talking to your dad about it, but right nowadays I don't really, I'll take some CBD with a little bit of THC in it for my pain, because I'm not a big pill guy. I don't like Tylenol or anything like that, or I might take some ibuprofen, but that's about as far as it goes. But like barbiturates and narcotic painkillers, I just don't fuck with. So come back out to smoke again. Let's see if I can think of it. Recently, I was telling you that the story about accidentally getting high and fucking Rock the River.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. But I mean, like growing up, man, there was a few where it's like, I'd be driving around smoking swag, and for those of you that don't know what swag was, is when you hear a song that says pick out the seeds and stems, that's what swag was. You had to pick out the seeds and the stems and the weed, and we called what everybody smokes nowadays kind bud, right, or like Sinsemilla or whatever without seeds. It was like the dank, and then that's just me being old. Look at me.
I was driving around smoking a fucking blunt of swag, and it stinks. It's fucking dirt weed. It's ditch weed shit. You know, the shit you find on the side of the road of fucking Iowa. And I got pulled over for fucking speeding in Colorado Springs, Colorado. It's probably 2004. And the cop comes up, and of course you could smell that shit. It's not, you know. And he looks at me and he's like, "You're only getting one ticket today." It's like, "Oh shit, which one?" He came back with a speeding ticket and sent me on my way. So I was like, you know, hey, fucking. But that's 20 years ago. Weed wasn't legal. So it was very nice of him not to, you know, fucking, you know, like arrest me or do anything like that. Because if he searched the car, I probably had enough to be in some serious trouble. So sometimes you get lucky. But I think the most recent one was that, you know, sitting there at Rock the River, I'll drink like a 10 milligram soda, 5 milligram soda most of the time. I bought one in Colorado before we went down to Rock the River because I knew I was going to be hurting, and I didn't look at the label. Lesson learned, fucking, and I drank it on Saturday because I was hurting. My shoulders were hurting, my back was hurting. You know, I drove 11 hours overnight to get there to set up camp to perform. I think I was up for like 43 hours straight, and then finally fell asleep. So that next day I was hurting a little bit. Drank the drink, was like, cool, I'll be fine. Went around, was doing whatever. I was sitting there watching Trapped. And the lights were really pretty, and I was just like, dude, am I, oh shit, I'm high. Just the one thing a sober person never does is ask themselves if they're high. So I was like, fuck, I'm high. So I just kind of enjoyed it, you know, like, there's that. But I mean, shit, back in the day, we used to build like 6-foot bongs, gravity bongs, everything like that. Yeah, like, that was it. But now, you know, I don't know if I just outgrew it. I don't really miss it, you know. And it doesn't really bother me. Like, you'll see before we leave and when we're on tour and stuff, I'll have little dog walkers, you know, little tiny motherfuckers, little joints. That, like, and when people start freaking out on each other, I'll just pull one out and be like, hey man, go smoke this. Like, go take a second. Like,
chill out.
So, but mostly, you know, like, I fucking fully support it. I think that weed in general is kind of a healthier alternative than most things, like, don't, you know, drinking and obviously fucking hard drugs. Like, weed's just, you know, you really do the history on it. It was, you know, banned because of the paper industry and so on and so forth. But, you know, it's not really a drug. You know, I've done some heinous shit to get drunk in my life, but I never fucking fucked anyone over for a joint. You know what I mean? Right? And that's kind of the difference to me between, like, a hard drug and not a drug, right? Like, ain't nobody fucking sucking dick for Tylenol or weed. You know, like, now other shit they might, but, you know, so it's, I love my, you know, we're very weed friendly. We're rehab. We smoke all the time. The boys in the band smoke all the time. None of it bothers me. It's, yeah, I got accidentally high that one time. Oh no, you know, it's not like I came back and kept, you know, like, there's weed all over my house. I don't smoke. I don't do it. It's not an issue for me. But I support it because nobody's ever just fucking, you know, smoked a whole joint and then got mad and got into a fist fight. Like, that shit don't happen, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's more drinking and fucking doing drugs and shit. So.
Well, if I recall well, you said your shoulders were hurting at Rock the River Fest. If I recall, you are not the only member of the band who had some hurting shoulders at Rock the River Fest.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, like, Curtis was still kind of recovering. It was not long after we met you, right? Like, Curtis, we were driving through fucking western Nebraska and into Wyoming, and Curtis had a seizure and fractured his back. Curtis had a seizure in the front seat of the RV, fractured his back. He's actually 3 inches shorter now because of it. It's crazy. The spine is like there's fractures all the way up and down his spine. The doctor were like, "You're lucky to do that." So, like, Curtis's shoulder hurts, and then of course Ray.
That's the one I was thinking of, was Ray.
Saturday night, and there's a video out there. You can see it. It's on Ray's page. It's on Danny Dwight's page. Yeah, I got, you know, I'm not going to speculate on shit. there was a miscommunication, and Ray was hit in the face with a bass guitar and the shoulder, and he may or may not have ate some chocolates that Peter Dante gave to him the same day. So he was kind of tripping, but yeah, he was hurting. But that video got a lot of views, and of course we love Daniel. He's fucking. I don't think it was necessarily a super malicious thing. I think he just got caught up in a moment and made a dumb fucking choice, which we've all done. But anybody that met Ray, he's fucking this big. Like the base is bigger than him. So yeah, he had a fun. Like I'm sitting there stoned. And he's tripping, and he's got like his face is messed up, his shoulder is messed up. He's sitting there looking up at the sky, looking. So yeah, that whole thing was just kind of wild. And that was the night that fucking old dude fucking pushed the chick I call Mama. Her name's Kara. Pushed her, and they got slammed down in the dirt. And
Yep.
Drug through everything, and fucking drug through the mud.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing a bunch of people rushing over. So I was walking out of the artist area to go get a beer, and I was like looking over at the crowd. I'm like, huh, that crowd's going crazy. And I go over to the where they had everything set up for the audio.
Yeah,
and
right out front.
Yeah.
Right out front at the where all the wires were ran to. And I grabbed a beer because Mario was like, yeah, go get one from over there. They have those Ranger IPAs. I was like, cool. And I come walking back, and I'm like, oh, what's this dude doing? And I just hear him go, oh, fucking kick everyone's ass. And he jumps up to jump at one of the guys that was pointing lights at him, and the big dude just grabbed him and goes, boom, slammed him right into the ground. I went, oh!
That was exciting,
Yep.
man. That was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. And I'm glad he got what was coming. And I'm sitting there stoned, and just being like, whoa, just everybody's excited about it. And I was just, everything was really pretty that night. I didn't, by accident. But shout out to the staff there at Rock the River and Tahlequah Police Department for letting people enjoy themselves, but making sure they were safe, right? And that was a situation where it could have got out of control and out of hand really quickly, but they stepped in, they intervened, they handled it in a perfect way, and let everybody go about their concert experience, their festival experience without, impinging on them.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Tony from Camp Crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Hannibal.
Fucking for kind of grabbing that guy in the first place. That guy, Tony's super cool, but kind of grabbing that guy and subduing him in the first place for so that security and everybody else could get a hold of him, and fuck around and find out. And that guy got dragged through the mud and fucking had a real bad concert experience. But that's what you get when you want to go fucking be a dick. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're all there to have fun. It was like the next night where the next night after the fucking wet t-shirt contest, and there's people running around and they're topless and everything like that. Nobody fucked with anybody.
Yeah.
Right? Like nobody, they're cool. It was super cool. There was no issues, no whatsoever. We had a great time, but that Saturday, just one fucking bad apple comes in and pushes like a 65-year-old lady. Dude, that's fucked up. Like, we're all here trying to enjoy Trapped.
Yep.
Okay? But, and I think it would have been better, no real offense to Trapped, if they just looked like they weren't bored to death, but they, that was a fun experience overall, just watching that guy kind of, instead of just sitting there like, oh, that's weird. Off he goes. But good time overall. I'll plug my phone in before it dies. I do, say Happy New Year's, by the way.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year's.
I'll be working at the New Year's celebration here in a little bit at the bar I work at. It's always a good time.
Hell yeah.
Badass, dude, badass.
10th one for me. No, 9th because of COVID.
Oh.
But yeah, it's 9th. I run the karaoke there. I sing and do whatever. And and kind of manage the DJs and shit. So it'll be a good time. Big party tonight. So it's kind of good to have some downtime before that because it's,
I'd probably be driving home tonight with no music on, no nothing, because it's just like I have to decompress.
Yeah.
I get
Do a
that.
lot of that. But Ray's doing fine now, man. Like he's really engaged. He really doubled down. There came a point where it was like, hey, we had to have a talk, and I go about it differently in the way that I lead a band. It's not like I played hockey for 30 years, and when you watch hockey players and you watch their things, when hockey players win, the team wins together. When hockey players lose, they point their fingers at themselves first, and they said, hey man, I could have played better. And that's the way that's the culture of our band. Like, we look at our mistakes first, and you'll see Zach to Curtis to Ray to Alfie to Jake. It's not, it's, oh man, I messed that up first. Like myself, our last show, I was the weakest link of the band. I did not warm up good enough for, an hour plus set and stuff like that. And so by the end of it, I wasn't sounding very good. I think the boys played really well, but I was definitely the weakest part of that set. But we look at that first and then go there. So we had to have a sit down with Ray, and it was more just like, hey man, what can we do to help you, right? Because we're only as strong as you are. We're only as good as our drummer. And like, when you fall out of pocket, bro, like, it's noticeable. So what can we do to make you a better drummer? How can we help you be more successful, right? And I hope that other bands can learn from that, because like that really takes the finger pointing and, hey, you fucked this up shit as a non-existent in the equation, right? Like, cool, yes, you already know you messed up. It's established. We know that. What can we do what are we doing is something we're doing causing that? Like, let's sit down and really look at it. And ever since then, man, Ray has just been an absolute beast. And that's probably been over the last year. So since you met him, because it was a little before that we had to sit down and really be like, hey man, what's going on? Why are you not playing to the potential we know you're capable of playing? So really, it's not a, hey, fuck you, do better, you're fucking out shit. Like, that's dumb ego shit in a band, and we just don't. There's no room for that with us. So it becomes that. So Ray's doing really good now. Curtis is doing good now. He lives here with me in the basement. He's my grown ass kid. Of course, Alfie's like, he pretty sure he was available, but he's not much of a talker. If you ever met Alfie, he's kind of our introvert of the group. Hilarious, super funny guy, a lot of fun to be around, but it takes him a minute to kind of warm up to people. So, and of course, Zach's down in Oklahoma, and Jake's off with his girlfriend, kind of enjoying his New Year's. So I just happened to be available, before New Year's. So
Hell yeah.
Worked out perfect. Worked out.
Hell yeah. Well, I do believe Mud might have one final question for you before we go ahead and wrap this up.
So, out of all the stages you've played, does any band that you've played with stand out? Or what's one band that you want to play with?
Let's see. Favorite stage I played is the Lincoln, for sure, 100%. In Cheyenne, Wyoming, it is an awesome venue. The bands that really stand out to me, and having seen, a lot of really good bands and opened for a lot of really good bands, and platinum recording artists and everything like that. The altogether most energetic show I have personally played with is Nonpoint. Nonpoint puts on a phenomenal live show. And it's just like an hour of straight energy coming off the stage. I would love to play with like Nonpoint or Seven Dust again.
Yeah.
Those would be the ones to do it. The ones that I've toured with that really stick out to me on a level of professionalism, on a level of just day in, day out, absolute beast musicians. Like, of course, Scotty's a pro, Danny's a pro. Those guys do great. But Paralandra, man. Paralandra, Cassandra is a phenomenal vocalist, a phenomenal front woman. Paul is an amazing guitarist. They're just super tight as a band, super entertaining, super engaging, and I think that they're a little underrated in the world of kind of women-fronted rock nonsense. It's just a rock band, man.
Yeah.
Like, so I get it. You know, they're kind of overshadowed because, okay, cool, Hailstorm's established and pretty reckless or established bands, and it gives people a point of reference to kind of compare Paralandra to. But I think Paralandra is really a band that people should watch out for, and if you're touring and if you're wanting to do stuff, it's somebody you should try to emulate because they are just phenomenal people. On stage, off stage, to be around in the green room, they're just super friendly, super fun to be around. So like for me, those would kind of be the ones. And if I could choose any band to fucking play with, period, it's Linkin Park. Any iteration of Linkin Park. 100% of the time. Whether, you know, Chester, rest in peace, he's a huge influence on me. Mike Shinoda is a huge influence on me. And I like the new Linkin Park. I like it with Emily. I think it sounds like Linkin Park. So those are the ones that really kind of stand out, though. Non-Point, Set of Dust are underrated bands, especially if you get the chance to see them live. And that's in Colorado, right, where you're at 6,500 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
Another person that really super impressed me, Tommy Vext. I know he can be a little controversial. People are like, oh, he's this, that, or the other thing. You know, like, cool, he's a conservative. He's a Christian. He believes in all that stuff. He doesn't push it on you. But at 6,500 feet, that motherfucker sang his balls off. He sounded phenomenal. You know what I mean? And that is not easy to do. That is not easy at all to do. So when, you know, Elias from Non-Point comes up here and he sings and sounds great, and when Tommy Vext comes here and he sings and sounds great, that to me is impressive. That to me is the ones that those people really put the work in, and they really took care of their voice, and they really care about their craft, right? Because, you know, we go down to sea level, and I can sing all day long. But we go up to the mountains, you know, you sing it at 10,000 feet, good luck. Like, that stuff is hard. It's hard to sing in Colorado Springs, especially if you're from Iowa, especially if you're from Kansas, especially if you're from the Midwest, where it's you know, cool, you're at 1,000 feet. You know, like, it makes a huge difference, and people don't quite understand that. So they're that, like but yeah, like you said, dream band, you know, to be able to just share a stage with once is 100%, you know, Linkin Park.
Badass.
You know, we end every show with a Linkin Park cover because they're a huge influence on a lot of us.
I remember singing one with you in Lincoln because you came over to me, you saw me sitting down there, and you saw me mouthing the words, and you're like, all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's very me when I'm performing, right? Like, it's hard when you're on the tour package and you're there and nobody knows who you are, and there's maybe like 5-10 people at the rail right up front, but that's what I do, right? Like, I'm like, fuck that. That's why I have a wireless microphone. I'm gonna come to you. And I remember singing with you and kind of like, and, you know, I remember singing in the end, and that's, you know, kind of where to come full circle in the whole thing, apparently. You know, music's badass, and I want to be a part of it, and I want to sing with you. Right, like I say that a lot on stage, where it's like my favorite part is singing with people, and that's part of why we do the covers. That's part of why we do it, because I want to hear everybody singing with us, singing along to the songs that you love, and singing along to songs that helped you through those time periods where maybe you didn't feel like you were gonna make it out. So, you know, that's what the whole thing is about: is be able to get out there and sing with you guys, and get off stage and come to you and do all that. Like, that's a big part of what I enjoy doing about it. And, like, you know, if we ever got to the place to where we were lucky enough to be playing big amphitheaters, stadiums, or shit like that, I'd probably really struggle with it, because I want to be out there with you guys. I want to be out in the crowd singing with you, hearing you, interacting with you. at a face-to-face level rather than just like, hey, cool, I'm fucking 200 feet away from you. Like, I'd much rather be down on the ground with you guys.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. So.
Well, hell yeah, man.
That's it.
That's what it's all about.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Well, bud, Sonny, I appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you for coming on here.
Yeah.
And we appreciate all of your wisdoms and all your funny stories. Everything you shared with us, we're really grateful for.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Excited
I'm
to
grateful.
do it again
I'm
next
grateful you
year.
guys reached out. I'm glad I could be here. The rest of the night. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your New Year's Eve.
Yes, sir.
Go and do everything I wouldn't do nowadays.
Yeah.
Go and go have a couple drinks, responsibly, because I want to see you again.
I don't even do that anymore
Yeah, we
anyways
both
because
stopped.
I
Don't be
had
drinking and driving either.
I had to quit.
You and nobody. Yeah.
I had to quit drinking because of Crohn's disease.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. A lot of times your body will tell you. So it's good, but it doesn't just because people don't drink doesn't mean they're not fun.
Yeah.
We still have fun not drinking. And
oh yeah.
It's still it's still reasonable rather than being like, oh hey cool, I woke up with my pants duct taped on me and I don't know where the fuck I am.
Right.
But yeah, I'll be safe, and hopefully everybody, whether they see this now or later, has a good blessed New Year.
Yeah, all you guys out there.
Trying to do that. Don't drink and drive is really important. I've lost a lot of friends to drunk drivers, and even recently had somebody pretty close to me get die because of that. So it's just remember when you're out there, it seems like nothing, but man, just get the Uber, just be safe. So all that stuff's pretty important. Thanks for having me. I had a good time. It's good to reminisce and sit here and ramble a bit
Hell yeah.
about everything. So, and we'll be in touch soon. I know you guys are playing Luna Fest, and we talked about doing some stuff around there. So,
Yes, sir.
Some stuff set up
Badass,
here,
dude.
and we'll go from there. Right on.
Hell yeah,
Alright,
man.
hell yeah,
Hey,
man.
We'll catch you later.
We'll catch you later, man. Thank you so much for
Sounds good.
being here.
Yeah, of course. You guys have a good one.
You
See
too,
you,
man.
bud.
We'll
Alright.
see you.
Later. Happy
Later.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Well,
Thank you guys so much for checking out the stream. That was our interview with Cody from A Ronins Test. You got to hear a little bit of insight, some funny stories that we share because we've been around him a little bit.
yep.
And some
Before
fun things.
before we end it, don't forget, go to room420.org/merch. Get a t-shirt. Anyways, guys.
Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great New Year's. And until next time, deuce.